Hi, welcome to this video. So I'm going to talk about resistance today because resistance is such an important area for us to manage and deal with when we're trying to make changes in our lives. So I'm going to talk about three different things. So why do we get resistance? First of all, what does it look like? So what kind of things would tell us that actually we are in a state of resistance? And then how can we deal with it? Okay, so why do we get resistance? Okay, it doesn't make sense, does it? Really, you're trying to make changes in life, things that are positive, and suddenly you're feeling like you're walking through treacle. It's really just so difficult to move forward. You might find yourself procrastinating as well, or just wanting to do other things rather than move forward in life. Okay, the reason that we get resistance is because our brain starts to tell us that actually it doesn't like change, and the brain never has really liked change, because if we look at our prehistoric brain, it was very much formulated to seek out and challenge anything that was different to what we knew, to tell us that there could be warning signs with this, to tell us that we needed to be careful with new things. So that's what our brain is doing. It's actually telling us that these new things that we're trying to do are actually dangerous. We know they're not, but our brain is on an automatic response to those things. So it's quite natural to have resistance. So we almost kind of need to roll with the resistance, make friends with it, and recognise that it does happen for these reasons, because the brain is only trying to protect us. So what is the kind of things that can look like resistance, or what are the kind of things that you might notice that are going on for you that could be resistance? So one of them might be that you find yourself forgetting to do tasks which are supposed to be for your self-improvement. For instance, you know, if you have a gratitude list that you need to make, or you're supposed to be doing an yoga exercise every day, or you have a homework assignment that your therapist has given you, and you find that you're forgetting to do them. This is a form of resistance, because what your brain does is it puts those things to the bottom of the list, because they're not normal everyday things that you're doing. They are new things, and the brain will automatically try to forget new things, because new means change. Routine means security and safety, and that's what your brain is trying to keep you doing, is the normal routine. But the problem is a lot of us, the normal routine is what's damaging us in the first place. So it might come across as perhaps procrastination as well. So we get this intense feeling that we don't want to do these tasks. We'd rather do something that probably we hardly ever do, like cleaning the skirting boards. But these are all tasks that we know. They're not challenging. So cleaning a cupboard, that's not particularly challenging, but it's something that we can just get on with. Hanging the washing out as part of maybe a daily routine. So we might find ourselves doing those types of routines instead of actually getting on with the thing that we really need to do for our self-development. So this is another form of resistance. Sabotage. So we might be doing really, really well, and then suddenly we sabotage. And this is particularly true if we're struggling with addictions, or, you know, drinking too much. We might find that we're getting intense urges to pick up that drink again, or to do behaviours that you know aren't good for you. This is where we sabotage our development, because the brain's just going back to what we know. But it's also that ceiling of change, and it's almost like we have an automatic response that comes in when we're about to change and move into something that could be really good for us. Okay, so you might feel like you're walking through treacle every single day. This has certainly been the way for me in my personal development. It's been like I'm trudging through treacle. It's really sticky. You have to really work hard to push through. And, you know, this is a natural response as well, but also feeling really, really tired and lethargic, like you can't cope. You know, just not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. That is a natural response, because it's hard work for the brain to change and to do things differently. So it actually kind of makes you tired while you're doing it. Okay, so the good news is there's some great things that you can do about this for yourself. So I'm going to give you a few tips on what you can do and how you can challenge this resistance, roll with the resistance, but challenge it at the same time. So there's something called the 5-second rule. It was written by a lady called Mel Robbins, and it's a book that she's written, and it is really, really great. It's just basically applying the 5-second rule to anything positive that you're doing. So if it's you're changing a routine of getting out of bed in the morning, and you're like, I need to get out of bed and get on with my day, to support you with maybe some management of depression. So just count 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get out of bed. Get out of bed, get on with your day. Because by doing that, you don't allow your brain to engage in a process of any kind of negative thoughts, any kind of projection into the future. It just keeps the flow going, keeps you, it's all about changing your behaviour first, because the brain will catch up. The other thing is when you're doing any new activities, use mindfulness, because a lot of other thoughts might start to come in. So just focus on that new activity. So if it is, for instance, you're introducing a new crafting activity to support you in stuff that you enjoy, just really focus on that and be mindful. If you get thoughts coming in about other things, just bring it back to being mindful around that. And just use small doses of doing this new things that you are doing, and reward yourself. That is so important. So as you make progress, and any kind of progress that you make, any changes for you, anything that you're doing really well for yourself, for your well-being, reward yourself for that. So do something really nice for yourself, because our bodies respond to rewards. That's why we become addicted to social media, because we get the rewards of the likes, the views, you know, the loves on our Facebook page. And it's the same for if you're doing positive things in your life. Instead of getting addicted to social media, do positive things in your life and implement those rewards. So whether that's having a nice hot bath, buying or something nice that you like, eating some nice food, but make sure you reward, because that will give the message to your brain that what you're doing is good. Okay, so tips here on resistance, what it looks like, how to manage it, and why we get it. So looking at these 3 things, moving forward with your resistance, you can get to the changes that you want in your life and the dreams that you want. Bye.